All right, we're connecting TikTok. So bear with us, live audience. We're going to talk episode 5 of Alien Earth. Very exciting episode. My favorite so far, to be honest, but we'll get into it. We're shooting for some friends to join us on this live. So we'll take a moment. We're going to try and sort this baby out. It's going to be really fun. We do finally, some overview thoughts though. We do finally get our Maginot episode. That's something Heath and I last episode talked about. We were like, okay, we could do a whole movie. I'm going to move my mic. We could do a whole movie. We could do an entire TV show, it seems, on this Maginot crew. And sure enough, this episode was exactly what I wanted. Episode 4 was great, was really good, potentially a bit slow. And then to come back from episode 4 a bit slow into the firestorm that is episode 5 was very entertaining. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about all of the complexities of the story, things we liked. And man, I'd be hard pressed to find something I did not like about this episode. But we'll get some of Heath's thoughts. Heath is a notorious Alien hater.
That's
So
true.
he hates all this stuff.
It's more complicated. I can't figure it out. So if anybody knows how to connect us to TikTok, we'll deal with that later. It's
Terrific.
it's above my pay grade. But so yeah, let's just talk Alien 5. I mean, wow. I love this episode. I think it might be my favorite
Literally.
episode so far.
Yes. Yeah. It's outstanding.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back. Like I just want to. I wish that I had longer with the Maginot.
I honestly I thought the same thing. I was like, I hope we get more backstory. Like I want to see him collect the specimens. And I'm like, I do
Yeah.
kind of wonder why this wasn't the series. And I'm sure they played around with that idea. Like,
Totally.
oh, let's just have it being like collecting specimens. Like, no, that's been done. And we've talked about it before, but we basically got a mini, like a reboot, an Alien reboot in one
Yeah.
episode. It's just like another crew, another outbreak, and I loved it.
Yeah. It's like roughly a 60-minute, really great, finally, a really great, pertinent sequel to prequel to Alien. Like, say what you will about Prometheus and Covenant. I love those movies. I really do like those movies. Um, but everything that happens in this episode, this hour-ish long episode that covers the Maginot and the crew, feels so pertinent to the story. It feels immediately connected to Alien 1979. I that's my big shock from this is that almost 50 years later, 45 years, 46 years after the release of Alien, we finally get a prequel that feels like it's leading up into the original movie. So I'm excited. I love that episode. I'm really excited. Let's talk about some stuff. So there's some obvious stowaway mystery. I like that this episode it kind of it's a self-contained 60-minute horror movie, right?
Yeah.
Pardon. But it does this like detective mystery interrogation thing really well with Morrow. So not only is it a horror movie, but it's also like a cop movie because
Yeah.
Morrow's head of security and he's like interrogating some people trying to find out who is doing this and why. Early on in the episode, as soon as it was hinted that someone could be the saboteur, I was like, okay, there's a stowaway. I like that it turned out the way that it did. I like that Tang somehow was the one to kind of push Moro onto, hey, essentially Mother doesn't know everything, or I don't. Maybe I want your opinion on this actually. Maybe it's Mother is lying to you, or Mother doesn't know everything, because someone is awake and shouldn't be awake. What do you think?
Well, mother knows best. Listen to your
Mother
mumsy.
knows best. Listen to your mumsy.
Um, so we got a full on, yeah, cop interrogation scenes. It's,
Yeah,
what
it
do you
was
mean you
awesome.
weren't there? There's like, and that was great. Um, I don't know. To me, this whole episode really did make me like Moro more.
Yeah.
I'm fully on board.
Oh,
Like
he's my favorite.
he's
100%.
he's a company man, but
Yeah.
it's because he's lost everything that was important
Oh my
to him.
gosh. I didn't know that I needed that character depth. I didn't know I
Yeah,
needed to go deeper. And then they went deeper and I was like, "Oh, it's
yeah.
perfect."
And this is also a way you do a villain because he is
Yeah.
willing to threaten and hurt people. He's not a good guy, but you also get it. Like, this is
Yeah.
all he has left. It's
Yes.
just these creatures, this mission. That's all he has left. He was
Even
doing this probably for his family, his daughter,
yeah.
and she died. And so he's like, there's nothing. There's literally nothing left for him
Yes.
except the job.
I have to see this through. That's but it's so crazy that in the weeks previous to this, we're like waxing eloquent about like when is a machine not a machine, and it's like
Yeah.
we picked up on Moro's purpose and identity being in the mission, but we had no clue. I was saying stuff like just last week I was like Moro has set aside his whole humanity by grooming Arush, right?
Yeah.
And I still think that's true. I still think when his daughter died, his humanity died, right? He puts that away.
Yeah.
But to see that it was there is incredible. That's a beautiful way. That's a like it's such a smart way to tell the story. Like, no, this person that is so disconnected from humanity, from morals and ethics and doing maybe what we would consider the right thing used to be used to be Papa, right? Like, oh, you are like Papa. Sorry. um, yeah, it's so cool. He's shaping up to be one of the most dynamic characters in the Alien franchise.
Yeah.
Potentially, I think he is better than David, but David is a really complex character that I wish we could have seen his arc finished. Regardless,
Well, what a great segue because we need to talk about David.
let's go.
So you revealed to me, and everyone's been going crazy with this,
Yeah,
is this past week has been rife with this. David never made the xenomorph. He
yeah,
was trying to create the xenomorph. He was
hmm,
trying to replicate it, which you talked about. It's beautifully so that he is a replica,
yeah,
trying to make the perfect replica, trying to make the perfect organism.
hmm,
Um, and it's so interesting because then everyone's like, this breaks Prometheus and Covenant and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, it doesn't.
no,
That stuff still happens. And I like to think it is. I like to think Peter
hmm,
Wayland left at some point, during the ship, because the ship has been gone for 65 years, or will
right,
in total when by the time it's crashed. So Peter Wayland at some point, like he's just sending out Wayland, and Yutani when they were actually two people, were
right,
sending out these research vessels. And then at some point he's just like, I'm gonna go myself. I'm gonna die, save my, freeze me until, whenever time is needed. But so he's doing his own mission, and we know what happened to him based on Prometheus.
hmm,
But it's so cool that this doesn't wreck those continuities. AVP and AVP2 are still not canon, but Prometheus and Covenant, I think, are perfectly fine. There's plenty of room, and like you
right.
said before, but as long as we have that confirmation that David didn't create the xenomorph, then it all works.
Hmm. Yeah, there's really interesting discourse on the comments on our TikTok page that I need to get back to. I need to answer like some of those questions of some people being like one person was like, "Why do you have to explain it to this guy? Like why?" He was asking like, "Why do I have to explain it to you?"
Yeah.
Obviously David didn't create the xenomorph. I'm like, brother, relax for a second, because David created an alien that looks almost exactly like a xenomorph, and it's fine. Like, you're supposed to think that it's very very close, almost identical, um, and it's when you get in like the nitty gritty stuff that you realize. So, and then there's other stuff like, okay, what if David wasn't trying to imitate the xenomorph because he's never seen a xenomorph? All he's seen is the mural of the deacon, and all that kind of stuff. And so, like, what if he does create the xenomorph and it's just an imitation of the deacon, which is the original? All there's like really weird, crazy, speculative rabbit holes you can go down. I think I'm still convinced of the xenomorph existing as the perfect organism, and what David created is not that. So that's where
Yeah.
I'm still at.
And he's still creating different things. You know, we saw the
Oh yeah,
crazy
so many
squid
iterations.
thing,
Yeah.
where the neomorph came from, with the
Yes.
it attacks the engineer,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought that was going to give us our xenomorph. It's like, oh, that's where xenomorphs come from. It's like, nope.
Like, nope.
Ridley Scott is like, I'm not gonna answer your questions, and I'm gonna double the amount of questions you have.
Yes, exactly, exactly. For every
Um,
one question you have, I create two.
yeah. But man, I have a lot to say about this whole episode. I mean,
Yeah, dude.
we literally called it. And if for anybody, I
Ugh.
don't know. I think there was a trailer which I did not watch.
Yeah, it's tough because
Um,
like a week ago we were fresh off episode 4,
yeah,
and we speculated that episode 5 would be a flashback Maginot episode, and we were
yeah,
right. Yeah. So I'm really happy about that. I'm
yeah.
gonna be honest.
Oh yeah, we perfectly called it. And then the bummer is the trailer came out so quickly and proved that
Right.
point. But then it was
Right.
also like, but we had it 24 hours
Yes.
beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they talk like, it's just so cool because yeah, I loved it. I thought we were gonna get this, like, because we have so much of those characters. They were so fleshed out. It felt like they knew what they were doing, and just I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I love that we're getting more of this crew because they're so good, and I loved learning about the crew. And now we're completely caught up, and I was like, I have never had a side episode in TV that I wanted more of. I'm like, oh, take 2 episodes or go back further. Let me see you rounding up specials because I love that crew. I love the dynamic. And now that it's closed, I'm like, Morrow is my favorite character on the show.
Oh my gosh.
I'm on Team Andrew now. He's definitely my favorite.
Wow. Happy to have you here. Yeah, I am very interested next week to see how do you make episode 6 not a huge bummer, because you've sold me on everything that happened on the Maginot. And like, I don't know, like, this whole show, it's called Alien Earth. The main characters are on Earth. But why do I love I know why. I love the Maginot stuff because it's the OG. It's
Yeah.
the little nostalgia bite that hooks me. And
And I think
it's hard.
you can enjoy it too because they weren't like, we're going to give you a Alien reboot. And it would have been like, well, it's not as good. It's not, but it's because it's in this, oh, that's just part of it. You get a little Alien reboot, nostalgia hit, and you've got this other storyline. And I still think the companies it's the most fascinating part of
Yeah,
this
that
whole
is
series.
really interesting.
Like Prodigy and Wayland Yutani. I'm like, man, I feel like I'm getting as excited about this as I would Star Wars. And I feel
Yeah.
like my heart is so connected to Star Wars and Baby Yoda, Darth Vader helmet. Also, I was interviewing somebody and they thought this was a real gun.
Oh,
It's like, oh, are you a big gun guy? It's like, well, that's a Nerf gun and that's from Halo, but whatever.
but I'm a big fake gun guy.
Yeah, I'm a big fake gun guy, but I'm not anti-gun. But I'm just like, I wouldn't just be like, I don't know. That's just not my vibe.
Not
I don't-
anti-gun, pro video game.
pro
though.
video game. Also, I'm pro gun. Anyways, so
Hey, Morrow said electric only.
electric only. Those
You cannot
those
kill the
those
specimen.
pistols were awesome. I love those electric
Freaking
pistols.
tight.
Very much. They give me like Black Ops Zombies vibe. Just like,
Yes. So cool. When you
anyways.
put, like, if you just put like a the pistol you start with into the what was that
Pack-a-punch?
machine? Yeah, the pack punch
Pack-a-punch?
machine, and you do it 6 times, then you get the gun that Morrow had.
Yeah.
So cool. Okay, anyway.
So no, I was getting a lot of Star Wars vibes because this show, like a lot of the Star Wars that I love, cares about the things in the background, especially the original Star
Oh yeah.
Wars. And like the way like they're Wayland Yutani because it's one company, but it's just like Miss Yutani is the CEO. But her guards are straight up like Emperor Palpatine guards
Yes,
with
literally.
like the huge headdresses and then like the
Like the weird
guns
things coming off the
and I
side.
was
Oh,
like, I'm in. 100% I'm in.
it's incredible. I love the world building. I love the attention to detail.
Yeah.
Okay, so the crew of the Maginot. I want to talk about those folks.
Yeah.
A quote
A
that
quick
stood out.
quick
Yes.
note before we jump into that too, just because it was right in the beginning. But so the show, it's basically we get this crew and like there's something went wrong with the ship and it's like the ship is now a missile. It's like we can't navigate it. So they're trying to
Yeah.
fix that. But the music is so perfect. They're just teasing this beats and it happens really early on. So I just wanted to get that out there. But yeah, let's dive in right to the crew. What do you got?
No, I love it. Okay. Raheem says this really interesting thing. I don't have the exact quote written down, but
Are
he
you
essentially
sweating?
says,
I'm sweating. How are you not sweating?
"Are you sweating? I just, I've been breathing recycled farts for 65 years. How are you not sweating?"
I'll have that on a t-shirt.
No, early on in the episode, he says, once Morrow breaks into the room and there's the two face huggers, one on the body, one on Bronsky. They're putting Bronsky. It's like a flash backwards. They're putting Bronsky into the cryo sleep thing, and he says something to the effect of, "Hey, we are smart enough. People are smart enough to create spaceships for space exploration and travel. We're smart enough to cryogenically freeze ourselves so we can make those trips back and forth. And yet we're stupid enough to bring a parasite back to Earth." And I was like, 100%. Like he's got it. I love the self-awareness of Raheem, but a person can only be so self-aware, right?
Yeah.
The person in the horror movie can never be perfect. So Raheem knows this is a parasite, this is bad, but he still makes mistakes just like any of us would. And there are multiple mistakes that we can talk about, but I loved that line. I love that quote.
Well, I think it was cool too because this show has to build off. It's supposed to take place before Alien, but Alien exists. So like the show has to evolve. It has to be better. They can't
Yeah.
make the same mistakes they did. So it's cool to have someone like that be like, this is a stupid idea. Also, it answered our question of because they wanted to freeze Kane, the
Literally,
original
yes.
Alien,
Oh, I was so
and
happy.
it wouldn't have worked. They're
No.
like, the facehugger can survive in the vacuum of space. It doesn't freeze.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you'll get that food package and it says does not freeze well. So, facehuggers, little
Facehuggers
barcode,
does not freeze
do not
well.
freeze well.
No, I loved, so not only did it answer it by showing us, but also we got some conjecture from Raheem, who was like, I don't know why it didn't freeze. I'm just guessing maybe it's metabolism because it can like live in the vacuum of space. And I was like, cool, that's all I need, honestly. It's such a smart way to write that into the story and
Yeah.
answer a question that we have. And you don't have to go all crazy detailed. A science officer saying maybe it's its metabolism. It doesn't really matter right now because the reality is it's awake and it has hatched, right?
Yeah.
So, some other character like crew overview. The compromised captain who died in when he was putting out the fire because they tried to cut the tail off
Yeah.
of the facehugger. That was Dinsdale. Then the acting captain becomes Zaveri,
Yeah.
and she's kind of the captain for most of the episode until Morrow takes over. But
And
let's
I thought it
see.
was cool too because she was sleeping with one of the other crew members
With Bronsky, yeah,
with Bronsky, who got a face hugger on him.
yeah,
and I think it was cool because they had this romantic relationship.
Yeah.
I don't want to imply they were just sleeping around. That's that's between them.
No. But he
But
does
it's
say, like, in his video messages he sends
oh yeah,
home,
he's like, I'm in
I
love.
met this girl. I think I'm in love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I
So
was thinking, who are you sending this to? Because it's been 65 years. Are you telling your
it's my wife.
parents? Yeah, his old wife. It's like, well, I'm happy for you because I'm 80 now.
Yeah.
But it's like, is he telling his parents who he left 65 years ago? They're probably gone.
He's
Hopefully,
telling
it's
his podcast co-host.
yeah, there you go. Or hopefully a sibling that was very close in age.
There you go. Yeah.
But anyways, I thought that was really cool because that really did play into the like Morrow's like, you're compromised. I am ready to take over as captain at the drop of a hat. And then even like Mother, when Zaveri was hyping in, you know, the priority is the cargo. Do you acknowledge?
Yeah.
And then it says again, do you acknowledge? And then it's like, if you do not acknowledge, security officer will take command.
So
I was
cool,
just like,
yeah.
oh, it's ruthless. Like Wayland Yutani is like, I need you to tell me. I want you to look me in the eye. No one else matters except for the cargo. Look at me.
Right.
Say yes. And it's just, yeah.
Ugh.
And Morrow, it's interesting because I don't think we would have gotten a Morrow that was so careless before his daughter died. Like we
No,
find that he left 65 years ago, so his daughter would have been an old lady by the time he got back.
Yeah.
Older,
Which is
maybe.
that makes me think, like, why did you even leave in the first place?
That's another thing. I mean, honestly, I did have to turn off my dad brain because I'm like, I would never leave my
Yes,
10-year-old daughter to go on a 65-year mission. But anyways, then he got a letter that 8 years into the mission, she died in a fire, like a house fire. So I think from then on, we have current Morrow, which is I'm 65 years removed from everyone I know. My daughter has passed away. Mission first. And he's like, I think he was always that way because he's like, I talked to you, Yutani, the Yutani Prime, if you will, a grandmother.
Yes. This directive comes from her personally.
This comes from her. So he was already very enmeshed. I'm just saying, I bet he was a little more compassionate before his daughter died, but I think he was always a mission first kind of guy. But now he's all in, doesn't care.
I think he was Yutani devoted because towards the end, at the end of the episode, when he talks with Yutani's granddaughter,
Yes.
and he said, she's like, hey, she says, my grandmother spoke very highly of you. She loves you. And he goes, she had no reason to essentially adopt me, a crippled child on the street, and she made me something. So, boom. Immediately I go, that's the reason you left your daughter. Because the only reason you have a daughter, the only reason you have a life, the only reason you're alive and you have an arm, all these things, is because of Yutani. And when she asks you to do something, you do it. So that's like, okay, maybe I can't relate to it because no one tops my child, right?
Yeah.
But for him to be alive and have a child, maybe he's hopeful for like, well, Yutani can put my child into a robot body. I don't know, like whatever it is, his devotion to Yutani for saving his life just barely edges out his devotion to his daughter. And he's like, I'll be back when you're almost dead.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. So,
well, there's
yeah,
the sixth company that we haven't talked about, and it's Skynet. So that's a little fun fact.
It's Harrison Ford's company that he starts at the end of Blade Runner.
Yeah, there you go. So let's talk about Tang. Now,
oh my gosh.
I was a little jostled around in my home. I was trying to do stuff as well. I tried to sit there the entire time, but I had to do something.
Yeah.
I missed. So is Tang 100% dead?
No.
Because I was like, I think there was kind of like a blink and you miss it moment, but I was like, I'm pretty sure we did not see him. We saw the xenomorph come down, but I mean, and also he says the whole crew's dead. We did not see the whole crew die. I mean, the ship crashed.
Correct.
So I think you could just assume, yes, they are dead, but I would still argue, why is Tang, they keep showing him obsessed with that girl.
Literally, and it's not answered.
And very creepy
Yes.
vibes, but I'm like, I feel like Tang is still in play, and I think it would be so interesting because he is the one that's so against could be against Morrow.
Yeah.
And I think that would be
He's
really
like,
cool for.
oh my gosh, the interrogation scene where he's just like, it's a really interesting synthetic Tang is. We've never seen one like him.
Really interesting synthetic Tang is.
Really interesting synthetic Tang is.
Begun.
No,
the
but
Clone
he
Wars
is
have.
he is super weird, right?
Yeah.
Like his wires
Well-
are crossed, kind of, because
Well, that model was always a bit twitchy. But anyways, the it cracks me up because once again, this is an example of original Alien exists, so they don't want to do the same thing. They're like,
Right.
if we don't tell you there's a synthetic, you're going to be guessing which one is the synthetic, because that's how Alien goes. So we were going to say, nope, this crew knew that there was a synthetic.
right, and they're prejudiced against him. Yeah,
Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
really
it's-
interesting.
but he's still weird. Like
Oh, yeah. He's a creep. He is a total
he's
creep.
still very creepy.
Yeah.
Tang is. What did I write? I wrote,
I
a
wrote
little
Tang
blurb.
is a creep.
Yeah, Tang. I wrote, quote, Tang is creepy as frick, dude. And the moment that set in for me was when he's like looking up at Morrow and he's like, you don't see what's right in front of you. And then he tells him the thing about the mother and Petrovich, who's like awake, and he just like smiles at him. I was like, ew, 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 ew.
Yeah.
So scary. I loved it. I loved that.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
So-
in it. He's definitely like a potential threat for sure.
Yeah, but does that mean that like later on, some of these crew members come back, like they walk out of the ship, they turn out to be alive, or do we get another episode that goes further back to explain some of this stuff? I think we just go forward.
I would
from
be,
here.
I would be really surprised if we went back again. I
Yeah.
think here's another thing is we have found out too that this is an ongoing series. I believe season 2 has already been greenlit.
Let's go,
So,
baby. I
so
didn't know
it's like,
that.
okay, yeah, let's curve our enthusiasm that we're not going to get a wrap up leading right into the original Alien.
Okay, that's good
Which
for
is
me to
good.
know.
Yeah, and it's like it's also like just sit back and enjoy it. And I'm loving this show. I loved, especially episode 1 was really good. 2 was okay. 3 was really good, and then like 4 we enjoyed quite a bit as well. And now we're on 5, and 5 is my favorite. And
Dude, 5 was
I was
a
like-
slugfest. Everything
Yeah.
that happened, I was like, yes, yes.
it
yes.
was. It was exactly what we called it was going to be. It's like this was a
Yes.
mini Alien movie. And it was perfect. If we had
Yeah.
5, like, hey, we had a bunch of random ideas to do Alien reboots, but we couldn't pick one. So we're going to give you in a TV show anthology series of a bunch of random. Like, sure, I'm in. Love the world. And once again, I love the xenomorph. I love that it's in here. They're not teasing it with us, but the
Yep.
show doesn't need that. And I mean that in the best way. It doesn't need. This is like Solo if it didn't need a Jedi. And you watch
Yeah.
Solo and you're like, it would have been cool if there was a Jedi. You know, it's like this show is really just, it's great. It's really solid on its own, you know, and
It's incredible.
it's really doing a lot of cool stuff. So yeah, we don't know. I'm guessing it always depends on how well the show goes, but I believe they're even talking about. I think they got greenlit for a season 3,
Wow.
which that can always change if there's terrible reception. But
Sure.
we should be getting at least 2 more
But it's
seasons
not.
of this
It's
show.
not on track. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not tracking to get really any terrible reception. Okay, so some small things I want to mention. The gun sounds, like when they actually fire the rounds, love it. I love, like, when a show or a movie gets the sci-fi weapon noise down, it's incredible. This gun sound is very unique, and I love that. There was a big curveball. So the Oculus that
Okay. Dude, we could do a whole episode just on the Oculus.
Oh my
It's my
gosh.
favorite creature in this show.
literally okay. So let's take it back, and we'll start from essentially the beginning and walk through the
Yep.
Oculus, the time frame that we know of for her. Um, we have the science officer is Chibuzo, and she's got this really weird, um, inappropriate's not the right word, lackadaisical attitude towards like these aliens. Like she sees them as pets, and that's obvious. With like how she opens, there she is. She opens the container and then she turns her back on it to give the little parasites a rat. And I'm like, dude, you're getting too comfortable with these things. So that's an interesting relationship. However, there she is, Trepano. Um, for our audio listeners only, Heath is showing me some pictures.
So
Um,
Oculus.
so Oculus goes from the container sitting on the desk. Um, Chibuzo has a parasite escape, and the Oculus notices and twists some of its tentacles together to bang on the side of the glass to warn her. Like, hey, look out.
Which is
And I was like,
crazy because
wait
it's
a
like
second.
it's smart enough to see what's going on, and it's like, and you don't even know what game it's playing.
Right, but it makes you think you're not playing a game. You don't want her to die. Like, you're trying to save her life, right? And then all of a sudden, despite the fact that I've seen this creature kill a beautiful cat and a precious lamb, now I'm rooting for it. Now I'm like, okay, I'm on your
Yeah.
side. Trepano, Oculus, I'm on your
Okay.
side.
I was this episode 100% I was team Oculus. It fights the xenomorph. It
So
infects a
cool,
guy
yeah.
to attack the xenomorph, and I'm like, go.
Yes.
And it's so cool because I think I would say it's nefarious purposes, right? It was trying
Yeah,
to
totally.
save it
It's
was
a
trying to save
parasite.
her to because like I wanted to I wanted to be that parasite, you know.
Right.
But it's
Self-preservation.
yeah, and so it finally like it learns and like yeah, when it's like distracted her enough that it didn't lock in place. Which I'm also like, okay, you're a doctor and these are dangerous species. It did feel a
That's
bit like
yes.
what
That's what
you're
I'm
saying
talking
about
about. Her
it's being
relationship with
lazy.
them, yes, is so lazy.
And it was just so weird. It's like you got to make sure that's shut. And the guy was like, you know, they show it's like, oh well, she shut it, but then she didn't put
Cap
the
on.
lid on. Like she
Yeah.
closed it, but she didn't seal it. And it's like you didn't put this on, and like they say something about like I was gonna, you know, and
Yeah.
uh,
He's like, you didn't close the lid. She's like, I closed it. I did. Like, there's a lid as well, but like I closed it. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, but then yeah, when the Oculus is like it's swinging and like banging on the glass because it
Yeah.
wasn't fully locked in, and it breaks out. I was like, go, buddy, come on, you got
You can do it,
this.
girl.
Yeah.
Okay, so it breaks out of that room or out of the casing. Um, I keep wanting to say Shibuzi.
Roll
Chibizo.
call.
Chibuzo. Chibuzo. And um, who else? Is it Zaveri? Yeah, they come into the lab. She goes, "Oh no, she's out. The eye is out." So they leave. They close the door. We don't see the eye escape. Maybe it's assumed that she got out because she's out later. So unless she got out a different way.
Well, they show. I was gonna say they show the glass breaking, so they know. Yeah, I think it's Zaveri and Shibuzi.
Yeah,
Go
she's
in and
out of
find that it's
Shibuzi.
the containment. But then that's
So
where they have the firefight with Morrow. They open that up, and that's the room they go into. So
oh, is it?
when Morrow, the security officer, and his
Yeah, yeah.
underling are shooting at the engineer,
Oh, you're
they
right.
go
you're right,
into
you're
that
right.
room, and then Morrow backs out the other door,
Yep.
and then like that's when the Oculus is like, "I'm free."
This was the curveball. So Oculus is in that room. Now she has a way to get out. This is the curveball I didn't expect. I thought she was going to resurrect the kid on the floor, Clem or whatever his name was.
Yes.
Chlamydia. I told you not to call me that.
Told you not to. Well, it's so funny because he said it so like lackadaisical, I guess is our word
Yeah,
this episode.
just so naturally.
Um,
Yeah.
but then I was like, that can't be his name. And it's like it's Future, and I was trying to puzzle it together, and immediately he's like, "Don't! I told you not to call me that."
Yes.
It's like that's
so
amazing.
funny. So funny.
Just an insulting nickname.
Yeah. So I thought that Trypanoculus was going to resurrect Clem. And then
Yeah.
Clem would be walking around, and I was like, "Oh, cool!" Like, Moral's gonna see Clem, knowing he got shot in the head, and it's over. So I don't think that she can resurrect dead things. I think that the organism has to be living, and she can only damage it enough to use it and take over. Because then she finds Shmuel, and that was the curveball. When Shmuel's just standing there and he turns around and his
Yeah.
eyes bulging out and sagging down, I was like, no.
Yeah. And that's great.
That was
That's so
a big
cool too
shock.
because we haven't seen it in a human yet.
Right.
And it's smart enough that the Oculus is like, I'm going to take on the Xenomorph, and he
Yeah.
charges it, and that was
Like,
such a cool fight.
Jump over it, bite its neck. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that was amazing. I was hoping we were going to get some acid blood right there, but
Yes, yeah.
we didn't.
I don't think he punctured, which makes
No.
sense. Human teeth on a xenomorph neck probably won't puncture.
Do you think you could bite through a Xenomorph if you had to?
No, I don't think. I don't think that I
Gun
would.
to your head.
Gun to my head. I'd say.
Fake gun to your head.
I would say take me. End it now. What do you think about the all fours crawling, running of this xenomorph?
You know, I think that is a negative I have about the show. To be
Oh, really?
honest, I don't like the Xenomorph movement. It feels to me like they're showing a lot of the full body of the Xenomorph, which is not
A lot of it, yeah.
what we have originally gotten. And I think it doesn't quite look. I don't know. I feel like I can tell when it's a guy in a suit doing a creepy
Mm-hmm.
walk, and then when it goes to CG, running down the halls, and the CG isn't quite up to movie standards. But I almost kind of wish they would stay wing. Like, if they can't do the CG, like I don't think it looks good enough to show. I wish they would just kind of stick to the original Alien and be like, let's show less of it,
Shadowing.
you know, because we're getting a lot of it, and
Yeah.
it's not terrible, but that is a negative. I think it's just I do wish that could look better.
I would disagree with you respectfully,
That's fine.
idiot. Because no, because I think I really I like the all fours movement chasing.
Let's talk about power and the usage of power. And just kidding.
You
I muted Andrew for a second.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm gonna start my own podcast, and Heath is not invited.
There you go.
No, I do like the all fours chasing. I know the switch that you're talking about. I like that it's a guy in a suit. I like that it's a practical actor. I
Yeah.
like that it's practical. But the switch, I don't think, maybe this is me just being nitty gritty and we're talking about the same thing. I don't think that what I notice when it switches from practical to CG is that it's poor graphics. It's that the movements are 3D animated instead of a person or a thing acting. Does that make sense? So when it's a guy walking around, he walks and he like the weight of his body and the weight of the
Yeah.
head feels proportional to our senses. And as soon as it clicks into that 3D model, the model looks incredible, I think. The model looks really great. How it's animated and how that 3D model carries its own weight is slightly off. So I think it looks great. And we're probably talking about the same thing, but I would anecdotally disagree and say that it looks really, really perfect, but the animation, the movement of the CG character is slightly off, and that's how I can tell.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, honestly, I
It is
think
hard to put your
AVP
finger on it, yeah.
looks really good, and it's full
Wait,
CG.
Alien Requiem or the first one?
No, Requiem doesn't exist. I hate that movie so much. I was so let down. I was such a big AVP fan. That was my first Alien movie. I was on board, and I still think it's so fun. It's such a fun,
It
cheesy,
is a fun one.
campy
Yeah.
alien movie.
Yeah.
And I just, it's so I'm just thinking about like all like the ridiculous history. It's like, well, actually the Aztecs have been doing this for
Uh-huh.
millennia, and they sacrificed their warriors to give to the aliens so the predator come to this island. It's like, I love movies where they explain everything. It's like, if you just watched AVP and didn't know the
You'd be
history
like,
of the
that's a
world,
self-contained story.
it tells the entire history of the world. It's like, well, actually, aliens, the predator alien came down. They taught us how to build everything, including pyramids, and the pyramids are where they hunt the xenomorphs. So, like, hey, you guys can be our. It's just like, it explains the history of the
Like, why
world.
do I need to know so much?
And I'm like, have you ever wondered why pyramids are all the same? It's because that's because Predator built them. They're always supposed to be twitchy.
Hey, Badlands news. Did you ever watch Killer of Killers?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I'm gonna break something for you. Can I spoil
Break
the
it.
ending of
Yep, spoil it.
Killer of Killers? Arnold is alive
Yeah.
in this universe. So Killer of Killers is animated, and the Predator is going through their like whole container, like shipping container full of frozen killers, frozen
Yeah.
warriors that they have, and Arnold is frozen in there with the girl from Prey. So it is confirmed that Arnold will reprise his role as the character from Predator in an animated series,
That's cool.
like some sort of episode or movie or something. And I think that's beautiful. So anyway, I digress. Petrovich, cool twist. I'm glad that the saboteur was not someone we were familiar with. I liked the Tang plot twist there with like, hey, someone's awake and you have no idea. Petrovich was a good like scapegoat's not the right word, but like a good character to write for that.
Yeah.
I loved when Morrow got into that chair that slides to the side and he's like doing little dials with his fingers. I love that he found them and he touched the screen and my brain immediately went, oh, it's touchscreen. No, it's not. No.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't exist right now. This is like analog sci-fi. Pardon. So I like that a lot.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
cool how they also found it out. It was interesting. This ship, unlike the Nostromo, has like two crews, basically.
Yeah,
And they
do
have shifts to keep it running, which I thought that was kind of a cool way to play on that. So we're like, there's this whole other crew. There's a lot of other people that are still asleep. And they were like, actually, that's how the guy hid. Is one of them was just pretending to be in cryo, and he was actually awake.
But like,
And then,
how did Mother? It had to be like a Boy Cavalier thing, that he would overwrite something or do some sort of code thing
yeah,
to make Mother not notice. Because I don't think Mother was in on it.
no, and it took Morrow a long time to break it too, because he even to like
Yeah.
hack into those personal files and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'd love to talk about too how like there's a saboteur. We know it's that guy. What's his name
Yeah.
again?
Petrovich.
Petrovich.
Yeah.
And I think it was cool because they teased it with like basically all you have to do to kill someone is leave the face hugger egg in a room.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
like, so he's like opens the door and
And then pieces out.
yeah, then lights a fire and yeah, he sabotages the ship, and they're like, with the engineer, they were like, I don't think we can even do this. Like our ship is now a missile. It's not a ship anymore.
Yeah.
And then later on, like they lose all the fuel, and he's like, well, now we've turned it into a missile, into an arrow. So it's like it'll hit, but it's gonna hit. We're not gonna land. It's gonna crash.
Right. We can't steer this puppy anymore.
Yeah.
Insane. I really like that, dude. I don't want to be selfish and say give me another episode of exactly what you just gave me, because
Yeah.
then it wouldn't be as good. I think I just need to rewatch this episode.
Yeah. Well,
You know what
and
I
I'm
mean?
I'm a little nervous going back to the main storyline that I'm not gonna
Yeah.
like it
What
as
if I
much.
don't want to see Wendy? What if I'm like, dude, get out of my face, Wendy. Show me more
Yeah.
Maginot.
Yeah.
Ah.
Show us Morrow. But it's cool because
That's- yeah.
there's there's another show. There's another season coming, which
Mhm.
I'm hoping they're like, oh, people resonated, and maybe we're in the minority, but if they're like people resonated with the Maginot storyline a lot more than
This will
Wendy's,
be a
then
majority.
yeah, then they can.
Totally.
I feel that too. But then they
Mm.
can, and also maybe that was their purpose because they're like, we can't just give you the Maginot story because then they're gonna cry Alien ripoff. But if
Right.
we put this as a subline and everyone's like, that's what we want, then they can be the heroes and say,
Hmm.
we gave you
We'll give
what
you what
we
you
want.
want. Give the
It's
people what
Sonic
they
the
want.
Hedgehog all over again. I am firmly believing
Everything
that
is
that
Sonic the
first
Hedgehog.
trailer of Sonic the Hedgehog was not the whole movie. I think they were
Really?
showing you a bad CG
So
character
that they can
on
fix it.
purpose in a trailer, and those are the only scenes rendered. And they were like, "Look how bad this looks," and then everyone says that's terrible, and they're like, "We're gonna redo it." Then they can come in, be the hero. We listened to you. We gave you guys what you want, and then everyone's like, "Yay!" I 100% think that was a. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's my truth.
It's your theory.
It's
It's the
my
truth that you live every day.
yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't think that your theory accounts for how out of touch rich producers are.
That's
You
right.
know, those people don't know anything about what actual fans want of anybody. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Just a
what I
couple of
that's what I
white
hang
dudes
on.
watching stuff and talking about it. Who wants
Yeah,
that?
that's what I
You
hang
know?
on is like Sonic was almost bad because just some rich people were like, let's just make that, I don't know, make his eyes smaller. He looks weird. Here's
Yeah.
$100,000, and they were like, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Hmm.
um, closing thoughts for this episode. I think I've got.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah,
go
I've got
ahead.
a couple rapid fire notes, but yeah, go ahead. We can just kind of wrap it up.
Okay,
But
so I've got. I'm very excited for Morrow basically going to war, and that Utani said whatever he needs, he gets it.
yeah,
That will make me excited to go back to the hybrid story with Wendy and Nibs and everyone else.
yeah,
And to see how his relationship with Slightly and like his manipulation of him will kind of pan out. And then the ending of Smashing Pumpkins was awesome.
yes.
I love that.
I love the musical choices in this. It's just they're having fun with it, and I think this is not Dune. This is not Blade Runner. This is not a serious sci-fi, even in the big budget popcorn flick way. It's a dude, have fun with this. It's a monster movie.
Yeah, it's
At
a
its heart,
blast.
it's a monster movie, and that's really cool because they're leaning into that. And I think Noah is it Noah
Noah
Hawley?
Hawley. Hmm.
Yeah, is the showrunner, and I think he loves this series. I think that's very evident that he loves Alien. He loves
Yeah.
monster movies. He's so focused on different monsters, and like we said this before, but he's like, you don't even need to have the xenomorph in this, and it would still be a great
Right.
show. And I love the fact that the xenomorph is in it. So I think that just kind of shows us just the quality writing that's there. I love the backstory. I hope we get more of the backstory, but that also could be in a season two
Yeah,
as well. It
totally.
could just be like, hopefully collecting the specimens or something like that. But yeah, Morrow is my guy. I'm 100% on board.
Yep. Totally. All right. Next week, we will be live again,
Yep.
9:30 Eastern Time, for a episode 6 post-show talk.
Yes.
Heath, do you have a prediction for next episode?
I don't know what
my
yeah, let's hear
prediction is
yours.
slow. It's gonna be we're catching back up with Wendy and her brother Hermit and what they're doing. It's obviously, I mean, it's the whole show is like an action thriller horror. So I think it will be entertaining, but I don't think we're gonna see Morrow at all in episode 6. If we do, it'll be the very end. That's my prediction.
My prediction is the opposite, honestly. I
Oh,
think they
cool.
are
Great.
going to build off the momentum of this, and I think we're going to get Morrow and Wendy interacting.
I hope you're
think.
right. I hope you're so
And
right.
I think the tease is going to be that we're getting more of Morrow and Wendy's interaction, but then we're also going to get some of the other Maginot crew. I think we're going to see more
I hope
of them.
so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Tang, if Tang shows up,
Yeah,
oh,
Tang
I'm
is
gonna
going to
be
show up,
freaked
and he's going to be
out.
like, "Where's that woman I was creeping on? Come
yes,
on, guys."
where's that lady?
That's his whole mission, is just to find that lady.
yeah.
Oh, that's
He's
great.
like, he thinks Morrow took her or something.
Yeah.
That's terrific. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Go watch Alien.
Go watch
Go see
Alien.
it. Go watch
Thanks.
Alien, man.
Until next week.